So Beech, it's been a week since our FA Trophy exit to Aveley. On reflection, how have you assessed that and then the week following?
Well, I think I've already done that in the comments after the game, and you quickly move on in football. Obviously, it's disappointing to lose a football match, but that game did provide opportunity to open out to others to play. I think there was only 3 players started that match that started the previous game. So other lads had great opportunity, and it didn't go quite right in terms of result. And you quickly move on, but the preparation in regard to getting ready for York's been very, very good, considering our cold snap.
It's been a cold one this week, it's safe to say. How have the boys played?
They've trained great, they've adapted well, and I will say about the group of lads that we have got in them changing rooms, they adapt to so much. Quite a lot goes on at Little Old Fylde on and off the pitch, so they get on with stuff, and that's credit to them. And it just bodes well for adapting and making sure you're ready to take on a very organised, professional York.
An organised professional York, as you mentioned there, they caused a very stern test, as we were speaking to Theo yesterday, who commented on that clash on Remembrance Weekend. It's a difficult test this weekend, but no doubt it's one that we've grown from since our last visit.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you look at the game, it depends how you view football. I think we made over 500 plus passes and started the game really well. You could say dominated the football, but if you look at York's characteristics and their strengths, they're very good and organised without the football. They don't tend to command and demand possession of games. It's what they do, so it's where they play. So you've got to sort of look at that and think, okay, how can we try and challenge ourselves to try and get the better of a very polished, disciplined, resilient York.
We spoke to Theo yesterday, who talked about the differentiation between our former style of football and the style of football you want to implement here at AFC Fylde. Is that something that you're seeing more and more? Are you seeing this style that you want these players to embrace?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think, to be fair, where we were and where we're at is very good. And that's credit to everybody and the players that are doing that. I think that for me personally, I like to be excited. I like goal action. I like fast attacking, forward thinking football. I love high pressing and counter pressing type strategies. Really enjoy it because it's exciting, it's open, and I like players playing to their best, in their best position, to the best of their capability. I've not seen Theo's interview, so I'm not too sure what them answers might have been from his perspective, but I've been very pleased with the players, and and the performances have been good and the results are getting better. We need to challenge ourselves now in the next period to make sure that we're good against completely different opponents every single week. So it's really enjoyable, and it's challenging, not just from a simple football perspective of what you want to do, but you've got to be so respectful of what your opponent's trying to do. And like I said before, they're very professional and polished at what they do, York.
After the Aveley game, we spoke about the debutant Theo Mitchell, who impressed in his first game in Fylde colours. How has he responded to that performance, and what are you expected to see from him moving forward?
Well, it's Ethan. It's not Theo, but he's done well. He's a good player. He gives us some physicality as well. He's good on the ball, and he's got a standard to him that he sets daily in training. I was pleased with him last Saturday, one of the stronger players, and it'd be great if he's involved tomorrow. He did great, didn't he, at centre half, so hopefully he can give us different attributes as we move forward.
And how are you expecting your side to line up? You made a lot of changes last week at Aveley. Did that give you an ability to see possibly where strengths may lie from the players who haven't been featuring?
Yeah, I thought Chris looked more like Chris, made some great saves. Ethan, good debut, centre half with Sam Graham. great to see another academy lad on the pitch. It's been brilliant, that, hasn't it, since we've kind of got going. Really good. And yeah, the attacking prowess. Obviously played Josh Kay slightly out of position to help Kieran Glynn in midfield, but it gave an opportunity for Tom and Joe to have a go. And of course, Dan Umrod's been fantastic since he's come in the team, and Nick Horton, he's showed great form, didn't he, against Hartlepool? So, all in all, it was opportunity for them to play. But no, I'm really pleased with the group, but we do understand, obviously, and excited by a challenge tomorrow of York.
We have a moment to speak about the new additions to the backroom staff. Nick Anderton and Conrad have both joined the backroom staff for the remainder of the season. You spoke in the little chat we had off camera about what they're going to add, but just on camera, how do you feel with those two new additions to the backroom staff for the remainder of the campaign? Yeah,
well, Nick lives the way I play. He was captain of a team that was bottom of League Two that I inherited and recruited Nick from Blackpool, and he was a young man, but he had leadership skills, and he captained the side to reach the top of that league within 6 months. The budget was one of the lowest, if not the lowest, in the league, so we had to do it in different ways, and he managed and garnered my message behind that. So he knows fast attacking football, he knows a high press, he knows how to turn a team from not winning too often to winning regular. He knows that. He's played at this level, he's played in the Football League, he's personable, he's relatable, he's got great contacts. Yes, he's a little bit green behind the ears in respect to coaching, but I've had my pro licence for the last 15 years, and I think the combination of Conrad stepping up and being rewarded for good practice, I think is really good. Don't get me wrong, he won't abscond from academy responsibility. It'll be a bit of a hybrid type thing, but it's great to have him and his structure and his organisational skills. Honestly, his detail's really good, so them two together is almost like getting a championship assistant manager.
And in terms of Conrad, we've seen so many academy prospects come into the first team. Does that, his ability to come into the first team environment, does that help bridge the gap between the academy and the first team?
No, I think to be fair, when as director of football, by trying to make it more elite and reducing numbers, I think that's been a big factor to why. Obviously, Conrad coming back in the summer provides more coach content to that area, and that's why they've had a great FA Youth Cup run. I think that's probably the key denominator why that's happened or happening. But what it does do is knowledge of everybody over there. He knows everybody and everything about them. So if there's any more sort of rough diamonds amongst them, it'll only be better encouraged towards us. And of course, it's great just to have progress, not just on the football pitch for Dan Umrod, Taylor O'Kane and young Liam getting a game at Averley. It's great to see staff being rewarded, and I think it's important that we grow these things at the club, because it's all it's all together in that culture and that environment that we're trying to get and grow within the players, because that all-in mentality to try and gain our 3 points, that 3-point feeling, that's so vital at every football club.
Back-to-back away games, another relatively long trip as we head up to Yorkshire for what I'm billing as the Battle of the Roses against York City. It's going to be a tough test, as you mentioned there, but the fans are going to come in numbers, a good opportunity to have a day out up in York, and it's a good chance as well to reward them to go back with 3 points, which we haven't done away from home in a while.
Yeah, to be fair, we've had 7 games at home since I've took the team, and the only team to beat us in respect to result was York. So that's been very good from where we were to what we are. Our away record, it needs a little bit of work, and any team probably lower than midway in the division will have similar sort of challenges, and ours is to try and get a little bit more for them efforts, and we've been very close. If you speak candidly to Rochdale's manager, and when we played them away in Altringham's, without Chris Clark scoring 2 goals that are good enough to win a Premier League football match, why on our shift? Why not the week before, the week after? But it was on ours. We would have had more points. Halifax had a great game, and we've got them next, haven't we, in our home fixture list? But we could have won that football match. I know they had a couple of chances themselves, but going towards the end of that game, again in an away performance, but we haven't. So, you know, we got a point, and we do start with a point tomorrow, so we've got to really look after that and try and grow it, representing our strengths of what we're good at against, like I said before, a resilient, disciplined, polished York.
And finally, Beechy, it's 3 games in the space of 8 days coming up for your side. 2 here at Mill Farm and then the game at York on Saturday. Relentless fixture calendar, but you've said before, and you'll no doubt say again, it's something that you relish as a footballer.
Yeah, match day is the most important day of the week. Everything else, you know, it depends how you view it. You know, it's every day's an opportunity to get better at what you do as a player and as a coach. But yeah, match day means everything, and it's I love match days. Yeah, it gives you great energy and a buzz. And what we've got to make sure it has value and tangible value in football is 3 points. So I'm sure York will have something to say about that, but that will obviously be our aim. But we're not trying to underestimate or disrespect York, because they're so hard to break down and they've done exceptionally well in that factor. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going there. I've not been to this new stadium. Yeah, so as a group of people, and including our supporters, you know, we've got to try and make sure we're at our best, and they're at the strongest voice, and we're physically and mentally ready to go.